الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
Village leaders from every province in Afghanistan have come to Kabul for a conference which may be decisive in shaping the future of this war-torn country. They're taking part in the rapidly expanding National Solidarity Programme, or NSP.
This is from Paktia, this is from Takhar, this is from Parwan, this is from Lagman, this is from Herat, from different provinces they are coming here.
In a country which passed 3 decades of war, this is an exhibit of unity on national level.
Established in 2002, the NSP is a priority for the Government of Afghanistan and is supported by an increasing number of donors. These men and women are the reason why. They are democratically elected members of community development councils, whose task it is to rebuild the country one village at a time. The villagers themselves set the priorities. With the help of NGOs, they turn their problems into proposals and finally highly targeted development projects. Because they manage the money directly, there is little waste or corruption. Here in Mir Batshakut on the outskirts of Kabul, the results are tangible. Dr. Zia from Afghan NGO SDO facilitates the program in Kabul province, and he's here to meet Mir Ghulam Jailani, elected leader of the local Community Development Council, or CDC.
من در ولسوالی زندگی میکنم که توسط تروریستا و القاعده و طالبان آب نبود، سرپناه نبود، غذا نبود و هیچ چیزی وجود نداشت. اما وقتی که پروگرام همبستگی ملی آمد، مردم به خاطر از این کیرا را برای خود جور کنن، همه‌شان تحت یک شورا ششتن، به این نظر شدن که هزینه میکرده برای ما مفید و خوبتر دیگه هیچ پروژه نیستن. بنابراین متفقاً با اتفاق هم خواستن که اینمی سرک از اونم قسمت سرک شروع و تا اینمی جبهه کی اصلا عرض از این تقریبا 1 متر بود، اما این ساختن تقریبا در حدود 5 متر الی 6 متر این سرک ساختن.
The CDC developed the proposal, and with funding approved by the government, it was completed last year.
The first priority was this road to connect their community with the main road. The next was safe drinking water, because people before used this water. Children were suffering from different diseases, mainly diarrhea.
Donor governments contribute to the NSP directly or through the Afghanistan Reconstruction Trust Fund. Grants of up to US $60,000 are released directly to villagers. The villagers themselves contribute 10% of the project cost in their own labour or materials. Across the country, village CDCs have jumped at the chance to construct rural infrastructure such as roads, bridges, clinics and water pumps. In the past, development projects like these have been implemented by government agencies and NGOs, and not always with sufficient consultation of the villagers themselves.
Before, it was the custom that closed door rooms, people were making plans, and after that they issue the plan and refer the plan, sending the plan to the community level, which was not appropriate to their own needs or priorities.
Where NGOs fail to consult communities properly, the result has been waste and frustration.
خودسرانه آمدن در یک منطقه که به مکتب ضرورت نداشت مکتب بیمار کردن. در یک جایی که اصلاً در اونجا شفاخانه ضرورت نبود به اونجا شفاخانه اعمار کردن که امیال او باطل و فاضل افتاد، هیچ از او کسی کار گرفتن نمیتونه.
Facilitating the work of CDCs has made a welcome change for NGOs too. After 17 years struggling to achieve results in Afghanistan, Executive Director of SDO, Raz Mohammed Dalili, has witnessed a big leap in cost effectiveness.
If that hospital is built by some private sector NGOs, the cost will be double than the actual cost is spending by the community. It doesn't cost any administration. All the work is doing by community. It's volunteer work, and they do not charge for themselves. Directly, the money is going to the the project.
People now have the ownership on their project because they by themselves propose, design, implement.
This program is building the capacity of the community.
This is the first time in the history of Afghanistan that people taking decision on the community level for their own choice.
Under the Taliban, women were excluded from any participation in politics. The NSP has taken a significant step by allowing women to be elected to CDCs, and women's participation has had a galvanizing effect. In the most ambitious NSP project yet, Nadia Hajizada brought together 37 separate villages who pooled their NSP grants to build this maternity hospital in Mir Bachakut.
زیاتر متوجه شدیم که خانم‌ها از این نگاه به خاطر از اینکه خود نمیتونن تا کابل مثلا مصرف اقتصاد ضعیف است نمیتونن برسونن دچار مشکل شدن و خودشان و طفلشان ضایع شدن. بیزنس‌تر در سطح ولسوالی می باشه که یک پروژه است که هیچ وقت ناکام نمیمونه و همیشه برای نسل‌های آینده از اونا سهولت‌هایی را بار میاره. و حال نظر به این که مثلا حق و حقوق بر ما داده شده در بین قریجات میتونیم که ما با شورای ذکور مثلا با رئیس شورا با اینا در جمع مذاکره بشینیم و از اونا مثلا سوالاتی در قبال پروژه هایی که اونا داشتن یا تصمیمایی که اونا اتخاذ میکنن ما از اونا سوالاتی داشته باشیم و از اونا جواب شفاف بخوایم. هیچ وقت مثلا نمیتونن که ما را در تاریکی بگذارن. انشالله ما از خداوند تمنا داریم که وقتی که ساختمانش آباد شد دولت به امر ما کمک کنه و تشکیل برازی شفاخانه در نظر بگیره.
It's possible in the future that CDCs could manage local budgets and could pay their own nurses and teachers. So today they are preparing hard for the conference, making sure they're ready to make the most of this opportunity to meet with the central government.
Today we'll prepare these participants for the national conference. We want to brief them upon the procedures, role and also their responsibility during the conference.
The CDC members are discussing a questionnaire. It centres around the future legal status of the NSP and its role as a gateway for development projects from the sectoral ministries into local communities.
ما می‌خوایم که این دوره شکست این دوره باید معین باشه بعد از 2 دوره کسی دیگه خود کاندید کنه و او به کار شروع کنه و کار کنه. وقتی که یک کسی 6 سال به یک کرسی بشینه او یک چیز واضح است که در خصوصا در محیط منطقه ما شما او حاکمیت پیدا میکنه. باز مردم هم به او اگر او کار خوب کنه یا نکنه مردم به او روی میته دیگه. یک چیز تقریبا جبری میشه دیگه.
آل بیان آزادی است ما اگر یک شخص منفور در جامعه باشه ما ولی که قماندان باشه حاکم منطقه باشه ولسوال باشه ما برای از او رای نمیدیم.
شما ببین در جامعه بسیار
The meeting is an opportunity to build and strengthen the local democratic debate.
یک امین دگم امیر رقم در قریه موجود می باشه اگر این پس 3 دوره و 4 دوره انتخاب شه او امین بیچاره به وطن خود هیچ خدمت نتونسته.
We select for a long time. Yeah. Select for a long time.
Over 700 delegates have arrived from all parts of the country for the week-long conference.
In a country which past 3 decades of war, they were separated with different kinds. This is very nice opportunity for them that they are together and attend and sharing their experiences and see each part of Afghanistan here.
President Hamid Karzai is scheduled to speak, and it's hoped that he'll announce that CDCs are here to stay. But first, the village leaders work with facilitators from NGOs to share experiences and tackle thorny issues. Representatives from government ministries such as health, education and agriculture are also here, and the village leaders will have a chance to present them with proposals which arise from these debates.
We want to show sectoral ministries that CDCs or community development councils are in the position to implement such kind of difficult or problematic programs.
Rivalries still remain in a country divided by 30 years of bitter conflict, and one village CDC has carried out a novel development project, the disarmament of local militias. Dr. Zia is helping their representative prepare a speech.
Through CDCs, people discuss that we do not need any armed people in the district level. Let's start to discuss how to disarm these people. And after that, they share this idea with these people and these groups, and after they agreed and they put their guns and they give it to government.
CDCs have also been operating in areas where government aid and development agencies are unable to venture. This facilitating partner was reluctant to be identified on camera, as he's from Helmand province, the focal point of ongoing conflict between Taliban insurgents and ISAF and government forces.
Insurgent knows that this is one institution of government, but NSP is working for people, for local people. Only a small number of insurgents, they are coming from outside. More than 80% insurgents are from villages, and they have a relationship with the villagers, and they are not making big problems for NSP, and then sometimes we have proofs that they are supporting NSP.
Delivering development in such conditions is a difficult task, even where the Taliban are sympathetic. But CDCs are popular amongst villagers, and that could influence the outcome of the conflict.
The people, they are preferring to that party from which they are benefited. If it is government or if it is insurgents. If CDC has strong support from government, it is very easy from CDC to make one understanding between the insurgents and government.
It's a vision shared by Ehsan Zia, the Minister for Rural Rehabilitation and Development, who believes that CDCs will play a big role in bringing peace.
The CDCs have gained the trust of their constituencies by demonstrating transparency, by adhering to the values of social justice. And there is a great potential for the CDCs to play in the consolidation of peace in this country. Peace starts at home. When the villages are at peace, rural Afghanistan is at peace, the country will be at peace.
Good governance and cost effectiveness have underpinned the outstanding growth of the NSP, which now boasts nearly 20,000 community development councils across the country. Senior transport specialist and co-manager of the NSP, Suzanne Holst, has witnessed the government's increasing confidence in the programme.
There was a lot of skepticism in the beginning, how such a completely new concept would catch on. You bring together men and women in the villages, even if very often they meet separately. But suddenly a lot of people in the villages were having their voice. What we are now seeing is that apparently there's a meeting of the minds of government, of the cabinet members, to recognize that over the last 4 years, the community development councils in fact have been able to establish decision-making at the local level, but also what's coming through very strongly is that national unity is being fostered through the community development councils. And that through that you have a country which is growing from the bottom up. It really is a grassroots democracy at its best.
The importance of the conference is underlined by an official visit by President Karzai. His speech confirms the confidence he has in the CDCs and their role as a key institution in the new Afghanistan.
The plan for the future is referring to the yesterday's decision of the Cabinet of Afghanistan that all the ministries are instructed by the President to use the CDCs as an entry point for the design and implementation of their development projects at the village and district level.
The conference draws to a close with the opening of a new chapter. It's hard to imagine a more difficult place than Afghanistan to test democracy, good governance and community participation in development. But the tailored planning, cost effectiveness and sustainability of CDC projects prove this is a winning formula, which could help usher in a new era for this war-torn country.
When I go back to the village, I will say lots of story about this conference.
When we continue during the next five years, we would have established a very solid base for governance in this country.
و همچنان حال از اتحاد یک ولسوالی تانستیم که یک پروژه بسیار موفق در ولسوالی داشته باشیم و حال میتونیم که اگر تمام کشور ماموت یک اتحاد داشته باشه بتونیم یک کشور موفق و آزاد مستقل سرپای سازیم.
به این مفکوره هستیم که پروگرام همبستگی ملی در افغانستان موفق می باشه، موفق است و موفقانه پیش میره.